Good morning. I'm coming to you from New Jersey, Pompton Lakes, New Jersey, Journey Within. I'm Reverend Pamela Meredith. I'm a minister and a medium at the Journey Within. And we're just about to begin our service and welcome Chad Seibert, who's our special guest today for our service and our demonstrations. So I'd just like to take a second to introduce you, Chad. To everybody here who may not know you, Chad is an evidential medium and spiritual development coach who has been unfolding his mediumship abilities for over 15 years. Currently, he's a co-director of mediumship studies at the Inner Compass School in Ohio. He has also held roles as the director of education and mediumship development with the United Spiritualists of the Christ-like Church and for an independent holistic center. Chad has taught and demonstrated his mediumship at the Lilydale Assembly in New York across multiple body, mind, spirit expos and for civic organizations and charities. He's always endeavoring to improve his work to better help others, and he continues his own development working with some of the top mediums in the world. So welcome. We're excited to have you here today. Good. So we will begin this service with spiritual healing. This is conducted virtually. So we have healers who will be doing distance healing. So you're welcome to type the first name and the last initial only for privacy. And the healers at our church will pray for you during the week. If you don't want to put the information there, you can also call the church and leave a message, or you can speak to Karen or send us an email with who you would like to receive help for. So we're going to open with prayer before our healing. And this will be followed by quiet meditation. And if you would like to participate in the healing yourself, please bring yourself into a focused, quiet place. Allow your breathing to come to a relaxation breath, long, deep, and relaxing, preparing your body to receive the healing that the healers will send to you. You're going to focus on your area of need, boosting your immune system, or any area that you would like to ignite your own inner healer. Let us pray. We join together in prayer, asking for healing for all our brothers and sisters who are suffering and in need of healing. We ask their suffering be eased in some way. We also pray for healing of the minds and hearts of all people. May we learn to be kinder, gentler, and more compassionate. May we learn to see your beauty within ourselves, within all living things, and within all of creation. May we learn to honor you through our hearts and actions, and may we learn to be ambassadors for healing while we walk on this earth. Amen. As we come to the end of healing, we will continue to remember and pray for all those who are suffering or in need of our healing. Amen. Remember, if you'd like to request healing during the week after this service, you can always email or call the church. And the healers there will pray for you during the coming weeks and months. I want to say a special thanks to all our healers who devote so much time to this process of healing everyone. And they're just really so devoted. So hold them in your heart as well. And for those of you just joining late, I'm Reverend Pamela Meredith from the Journey Within, and have with us today special guest Chad Seibert. We're going to open the service today with song and prayer, and I'd like to invite Chad to do the opening prayer.
Thank you, Pam. It's such a joy to be here with everyone today to share this time and this space together. So let us take a moment and just take a deep breath in as we reconnect with ourselves and that divine part that is a part of us and a part of all things. And ask for that great spirit, that divine intelligence, that spiritual presence to be with us today, throughout our day, to help guide us, to help show us the way, to help enrich our experience and to help bring us closer to those that are around us, to help us better understand that all those that we interact with come from the same place. We all come from the same spirit. The same divine energy moves through and flows through all of us. And that as we move through our day, help us to remember, to recognize that presence, that divinity, that spiritual thread that connects all of us together, so that we may bring the best of who we are to this day. Amen.
Amen. That was Ordinary Miracle by Sarah McLachlan. A few people requested to know. Yeah, lots of hearts coming up. Thank you. And I'm going to invite Chad up to do our opening address.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pam. Really appreciate it. And thank you for playing that beautiful piece of music. I just couldn't help smiling when listening to that. The last time that I heard that song was there in Pompton Lakes at the Journey Within. Such a beautiful and uplifting piece of music. So thank you again for playing that. And I wanted to begin today just by extending my gratitude to you, Pam. Thank you for hosting today. Sincerely appreciate it, as well as just significant gratitude and thanks to Reverend Karen and Reverend Patty, and of course, Reverend Joe and Reverend Janet as well, who without her, none of this would be possible, and we would not be here today. So just thank you so much for this opportunity to share time together, to share again this space with one another, and to help remind us all that we are connected together. So I wanted to share some thoughts today. I hope that they bring you some peace and some upliftment and some encouragement today. And I hope that you take something away from this experience and this time that we share together. And if you do, that is wonderful. Please let the Journey Within know. Of course, they love to hear from everyone. I know we can't see each other's faces here, but it is such a wonderful community, and they love to hear from everyone. So if today holds something for you and you get something out of it, please do write in, do share with them, and let them know. And of course, if today doesn't bring you any peace or doesn't uplift you, that's okay as well. Feel free to write down your thoughts about that. I just humbly ask that you forget to press the send button. And if you can remember that, of course, all will be well. So as I was listening to that beautiful piece of music, what an inspirational message that we're all part of this ordinary miracle, and that each day brings us an opportunity to experience that miracle together. And this divine presence that connects all of us together, this thread of spiritual tradition that weaves such a wonderful tapestry through which we're all connected, is an opportunity to experience all that this life has to offer for us. And that as we go through this journey, it's easy to forget sometimes that there is a purpose for our journey here, that we are connected. Sometimes it's easy to lose our way, to forget those things, to forget that there is a power greater than all of us that moves through us and that can bring us wonderful experiences if we open our soul and our spirit to those moments throughout our day, throughout our life. Because our life is made up of these wonderful moments, these moments of happiness, these moments of joy, of connection, There are also moments of sadness, of pain, of suffering. But all these moments teach us about who we are as a being, as a soul. So everything we experience is a part of the great journey. And it's a part of this miracle that we get to live and experience every day. And that as we move through our day, if we can hold our sense of purpose throughout our interactions, that we touch the hem of the divine. And if we can remember that those experiences that shape us, that make us who we are part of the divine journey as well. I'm reminded of a story from Wayne Dyer talking about purpose. And he was elaborating on the concept that we all have a purpose, that we come here to this physical journey with a purpose, and that we come here for a reason, and that it is a choice, a brave choice, to come from the Spirit, to be a part of this physical human existence. And that we choose to be connected to the ones that are a part of our journey. We're connected spiritually to those that are our friends, that are our family, and that we choose this journey together. And so he was relating this concept of spiritual purpose to his teenage daughter. And he was sharing with her that we choose to be here. And so you chose to be my daughter, and I chose to be your father in this journey. And she was a teenager at the time. And so she took a moment to think about it and then asked him again to confirm, as a teenager might. Like, did you really mean that you chose me and I chose you to be my father? And he said to her, well, yeah. And she said, I must have been in a hurry. And that story always makes me laugh, because it reminds me that we're all connected together, and that we all have a purpose in this journey, and that we choose to come into this world and share this experience with others. And it doesn't mean that we always agree with one another. It doesn't mean that we have to like one another. But I believe it was Simon James who once told me something that Gordon Higginson said. And Simon, I apologize if I get this wrong, but I'm going to try to paraphrase that. Gordon once said, you don't have to like me, but can you please love me? And that to me is such a beautiful illustration that we don't always have to get along. It's okay. We all have our own individual, unique perspectives, but that if we can bring the best version of ourselves to the interactions that we have on a daily basis and recognize the divinity within those that we speak to, that we interact with, that we can come to an understanding that it's okay if we have different points of view, and we should, because we all have unique experiences here in this human journey. But if we can recognize the spiritual presence within those that we disagree with and hold that separate and come to an understanding that while we might not agree, I do send my love to others, that I do recognize the divine love within them. And if we can bring that to our daily experiences, that we can bring the spirit and the presence of love into this world, which is our spiritual mission. I spoke about Wayne Dyer just a moment ago, and I'm reminded of another sentiment that he shared once that I believe was shared with him, with his spiritual teacher, Ram Dass, I believe, who said that, and again, I'm paraphrasing, that the pain and the suffering and the conflict that is in this world is all part of God's perfection. But so too is your desire to end it. And so it is through our everyday experiences that we bring forth the power and the presence and the peace and the love of spirit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our mission of everyday spiritual leadership. That as we go through this life, as we have interactions, as we engage with others, that we recognize that spirit within and ask ourselves, what can I do in this moment to help uplift the spirit of another? What can I say to this person that they need to hear today? Because our lives are made up of moments. And sometimes it takes just a small amount of effort to make a big difference in the life of someone else. And that if we can share what we know within ourselves, that we're connected to something greater than all of us, and allow that to move through us to be that instrument of peace, to be that instrument of upliftment, and allow that energy, that love, that presence, those words to move through us, we can make a difference. One of my all-time favorite quotes, something I try to live my life by, is from Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "To know that even one life has breathed easier that you have lived, that is to succeed." And so I encourage all of us that as we are going through our day, recognize those moments where we can make a difference with a kind word, a kind gesture, or just silently sending our love, our peace, to help raise the vibration of others. And speaking of raising vibration, I'm reminded of a story. The first time that I had the wonderful opportunity to demonstrate mediumship with Reverend Joe and Reverend Janet, they had come to my city to teach and to demonstrate. And I was a younger medium then. I was a regular medium versus the medium large that I am today. And we were going to the demonstration. And I was seeking to just kind of move myself into a space of calm, a space of peace, just move gently into the presence of spirit and raise my vibration by finding that peace within me and connecting to that peace that we're all a part of. And I remember Reverend Janet and Reverend Joe were writing with family members of mine. And so I gave my dad a set of CDs, you know, wonderful, nice, very peaceful, spiritual music, very calming. And so here, if you could play this for them as we're on our way to the demonstration. But that was not Janet's way. And she said, that's not going to work for me. And so she went through the CDs that my dad had in the car and put one in. And the song that played was "We Will Rock You." And I was a little bit taken aback. And then I very quickly came to realize the power and energy and presence that comes with that vibration and that lift that we get when our energy is raised and we're energized and we're excited and we feel alive, because that is the great realization that we are alive now and we will continue to be alive after we make our transition from this physical presence. As we cross the veil, that realization that, yes, we're still alive will be a part of our experience. And so raising that vibration is something that we can do on a daily basis, finding a way to raise the vibration of others. And that is my request to you. Find some way today to raise the vibration of another human being, another soul. And if you can do that, you've had a successful day. And that, remember to experience all that this human life has to offer for us. Because all the joy and all the pain and all the happiness and all the struggle and all the peace and all the sorrow, it is part of this divine experience. And if we can wrap our arms around that experience and embrace it, when we make our transition, when we cross over the veil, we can look back on our journey and say, wow, that was amazing. And that is truly the journey of the Spirit. And so I'll leave you today with inspirational words that I draw a lot of spiritual inspiration from, which comes from a comedy film, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Because sometimes when life gets challenging, we just need something to lift our spirits. And humor is a great way to do that. Janet taught me that. So I'll leave you with the words of the esteemed Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan, the main characters in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which say to be excellent to each other. And party on, dude. Thank you very much.
Oh, gosh. Thank you so much, Chad. That was very powerful, meaningful, and unforgettable. So we will take those parting words to heart for the rest of the time. That was great. Thank you. I know everybody's inspired. Now we come time for our collection and for our announcements. So you can see in the top left corner of your screen the box for donations, which are welcome, big or small. Anything that you can contribute is very much appreciated. And you can always, if this doesn't work for you technology-wise, you can always do the good old-fashioned check to the church, or send through the website. There's actually a link on the website also. As we continue to work hard to finish the chapel up in up north, and Anything you can help with would be appreciated. We also continue our charitable works through the church, the food bank in Patterson, and a variety of other charities, like many. And now I just want to quickly go through the upcoming classes and events. I know it starts to get a lot, but just let me remind everybody what's coming up. First of all, very important, we have fellowship after our live service, which is the first Sunday of each month. And so it's just a chance to gather and start to build your sense of community, which we sort of lost over COVID. So come on back. And it's coffee, tea, desserts, a few little nibbles. Okay, so upcoming events. August 12th, we have Edgar Casey on overcoming fear and anxiety with Kevin Tedeschi. August 18th, we have The Psychic Dreamer with Christine Morgan. It sounds interesting. August 19th and 26th, The Voice of Your Soul with Sandra Theris. And then beginning September 9th, Life Experiences and Losses Within Mediumship with Catherine and Mitch Shirley. September 10th, Animal Communication in a Nutshell with Lillian Steiner. September 16th, Edgar Casey on the Book of Revelation with Kevin Tedeschi. Those are all on Zoom. In person at the Journey Within, August 9th to the 12th, we have Mavis Ways with Jean and Annie G. And it's open to all levels. We would love to have people come and support continuation of Mavis' work. August 12th, we have Demonstration of Mediumship with Annie G. and Joseph Shield, our pastor. August 20th, we have Demonstration of Mediumship with Pastor Joe, Ellen Shander, and Elizabeth Fracolosi after services at 1:30 in the afternoon. Some of the evening ongoing classes are on hiatus for the summer, so watch for the return. They are coming back in September. We are constantly updating the website with new classes, events, so go there for the most updated information. So it's now time for our demonstration of mediumship. As a spiritual church, we do believe in the continuity of life. As a medium brings forth a body of evidence, a deceased loved one, and you can take 90% of what's said or better in the exact way that the medium said it. You're going to raise your little digital hand, which I think everybody has the hang of by now. But if someone wants to demonstrate, that would be good for any newcomers. You put your little hand up. There's quite a few people here today, actually. So I'm going to be working with Chad to help navigate all the hands. But do follow those instructions that you want to be taking 90% or better. If you could take the first few pieces of evidence, but then not the rest of it, lower your hand. So it's really helpful if you lower your hand if you're dropping out of the communication. Okay. If several people can take the information, Chad's going to determine where he feels the message fits. And he can just discern very well the correct recipient to receive the message. If you're invited to speak but cannot unmute yourself, you can type in the chat box and we'll read that out loud. But if you're invited to unmute and you can, then do so. Okay. So a lot of technology there, but we'll get through that. We're now just going to open in preparation for the demonstration with our demonstration song, Where I Sit is Holy. Please join me in the message prayer if you know it. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am the thousand winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain, and I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry, I am not there, I did not die. And now I'd like to introduce Chad Seibert again for the mediumship demonstration.
Thank you so much, Pam. Really appreciate it. Again, it is a joy to share this time with you together. And what a remarkable song. Every time I hear that song, it just gives me goosebumps. And as I was listening to that beautiful piece of music, I was aware of a lady who joins me from the world of the spirit. And as I connect with her, I know that she's someone's mother. So I have mom here. And I know also, as she starts to blend with me, that there are several others that are there with her on the other side. And this woman is kind of the spokesperson for the family. She makes me aware of issues to do with the lungs with her. And I feel very tight in the breath and in the chest area, and that there were some lung-related issues there, whether that was COPD or just breathing issues or COVID, that there was significant issues to do with the lungs there that she makes me aware of. I also am aware of the name Barbara as well, and the name of David as well. So these are names that are connected within the family from what she is sharing with me, because I know this woman has a really strong presence within the family. She's a little bit on the shorter side, and just comes with this presence that I need to bring her through with. And I know also she's come through before, so this isn't the first time that she has come through for her daughter, I believe. So
You have two hands up.
okay, very good. So I'm just going to go on here a little bit further, and can both recognize the names of Barbara and David, please, because I did hear those.
Actually have four hands up now.
Okay, very well. So as I connect with this wonderful mother, I know also that her father is there in spirit. I know that I also have this grandfather here that comes in. Her father, who helped bring her over there to the world of the spirit. I also know that he comes with a military uniform on, and he's a little bit more of the quiet, reserved type of individual, and is there just making his acknowledgement and presence known, but that he wants to just be remembered as well. And I know also that there was smoking that I'm not sure. Okay, I feel like I've got it twice. So I feel like both the mother and the father smoked. The mother had stopped at some point from what she's making me aware of. So have we narrowed down at all?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Pamela, can I hear both of their names, please?
Okay, so the first person, Sarah, I can allow her to talk to you.
Yes. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So what can you understand, love?
All of it. So my mom had respiratory issues before she passed, a couple years before she passed. My father's in spirit, he was a smoker. My grandfather was also a quiet person. He was in the cavalry, as a matter of fact.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
And
Thank you.
Barbara and David are both my cousins. So
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Sarah. I
Sure.
appreciate that. Pamela, can I hear the other?
Carrie. Yeah.
Carrie.
Carrie.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Thank you so much. What can you understand?
Well, this feels like it would be my grandmother and her daughter.
Okay.
My aunt was named Barbara.
I see. Okay.
All
If you could just
sides are in the military.
Okay, if you could just continue to listen for me, Carrie, I feel quite strongly I'm with Sarah here.
Okay.
And,
So thank you so much. Blessings.
You just had one other person pop up their hands. I don't know if you want to hear.
I feel quite strongly I'm with Sarah here.
Okay,
So
good.
can we?
So Barbara, thank you. He's going to continue there.
Yes. So Sarah, can you hear me still okay?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. So I just know that as I blend with your mom, she's got this strong personality, doesn't she?
Yes.
Because it's like when she comes into the room, you know she's there, right? I feel like I'm with it was the grandfather who had the military service, correct? Because I just feel like I'm standing a little bit further back
Yes.
from her, and just kind of watching, because it's like I'm not getting in her way. You'd understand that. Now I know quite strongly there that they've got a game of cards going on the other side, because some I have multiple people here who were card players, you'd see, and they play multiple different games, and it can get quite heated, can't it? Because I know that this isn't just a fun, relaxing. We've got some very competitive people here that play on the other side, or at least it can become very animated, because I just have this presence coming through. Now I know with your mom. Would you understand this, please? Because she's saying quite specifically that she's passed down her cookware. And I know that she's passed down like a stirring spoon or a ladle or something like that, because it's been passed down in the family. Somebody's got my cookware and
Yes.
okay, thank you. Because she's talking about that. And your mom was also a sweets person as well, you'd understand. Because just put like little candy and M&Ms in my hand. So I just know there's a sweet tooth there as well.
Actually, she not as much sweets. She may have been earlier on.
I see.
But my dad was a sweets person.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, so they just put those in my hand. And I feel also that you would understand this is kind of your dad's way of coming through, because he knows he's not really going to have a chance to speak with your mom coming through. Now she is making me aware that she's been around recently, because for whatever reason I'm drawn to the sky. I want to look up, I want to look in the blue sky, and I want to talk about seeing something in the sky, because she's just drawing my attention upward, and I know that she's just trying to share with you that she's around. Now, you do this work, is that correct? Because they're talking to me that this is like old hat for you to understand.
I've studied for years, and I used to work in hospice. So I would use it that way, much more low key than how you do it. But
yes, well, all service to spirit is a beautiful thing. And I have to say also, Sarah, that is the reason why I had so many people there on the other side. It's because of the work that you did. Like, I could go on and on and on with all those that are here that you've helped as a part of your journey. And I have to say this from your father, because I feel quite strongly he's coming forward a little bit more now, and he just wants to express to you just the deepest pride from a father to a daughter, because I know that there were some difficult times with him and some communication things. And so he just wants to acknowledge that. He's not going to spend any time on that. But he wants to make that acknowledgement and wants to let you know how deeply proud he is of you, because I have to say, when he gets to spirit, there were so many there that wanted to talk about you, that it was very eye-opening for him to make his debut there, and to have so many that spoke of you and all that you have brought to the spirits of others.
It's funny, I'm kind of what the odder person in the family is, so to speak. So that's why I'm very low key about it. You brought tears to my eyes by saying that. Thank you.
Bless you. Well, he's sharing these thoughts, love. I'm just passing them on, and he is just a huge cheerleader for you now on the other side, because he's got the the pom-poms, or he's just cheering you on, because
you.
he's letting me know that you have needed a little bit of encouragement recently.
Yeah.
And so he's just trying to lift you up, my love, and just let you know that he's there, so deeply proud of you and supporting you and cheering you on all the way. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And your mother, I have to say, is getting just a tiny little bit impatient with me that I'm spending some time talking to him, whenever she was the one who organized this and put this together so that she could come here and talk to you. But I know that you're connected with her, and that she's happy to be with you, and you speak to her as well, because she says, I do hear her voice, and she does ask me to come and visit her, which I do. So I just know that she sends such a great deal of love to you, and I hope that it was helpful to hear from them this morning.
It
Okay.
made my weekend. I had planted flowers at their grave yesterday, and just your confirming all of this is such a blessing to me. So
Oh,
thank you.
that's so
Very,
wonderful
very much.
that they absolutely recognize what you're doing, and are just so proud and so tickled to spend time with you. So many blessings to you. Thank you, Sarah. I
Thank you
appreciate that.
very, very much.
You're very, very welcome.
Yeah.
I also just have to move on to my next communicator here, because I know I've got a younger man that wants to come through. This is a younger man who is showing me himself. So I feel as though he would have passed a little bit younger than I am. So I know that as he comes through, he talks about the passing was fairly tragic in the family, and there were also questions about the way in which he passed, or questions around the passing with him, and there were issues to do with communication with him as well, where someone did not get to say goodbye, because this is how it's coming through here. And so I just know that I've got him coming through, and there's a strong connection to do with music here with him, because there's a lot of music around him that as I'm just blending with him, he's making me aware of. So who can understand part or all of that, please? We've got a young man in spirit.
Seven
Passes
hands.
7 hands. All right. Well, that is a beautiful number, but we need to bring that down. So again, I feel like I passed quite quickly to the world of spirit. Again, there was sort of question marks about this young man's passing. We didn't get to say goodbye to him, and it was under tragic circumstances. I feel also that whoever would understand this would understand the name Michael as well. And I know that's a common name, but that's the name that I have that's connected here. And I also feel that this young man had an appreciation for doing things quickly, and I feel like he would have enjoyed things that went fast. So whether it's car racing or boat racing, or just I want to go fast with him, and this was a younger man who didn't like sort of to let the grass grow under his feet, if you will. He was always trying to go go too fast, is the sense that I have. So who can take part? All this? I have 10. Okay. All right. So I just know that as I connect with him, that someone within the past 2 or 3 days would have watched a movie or a TV show that they would associate with this young man, because he's been around recently, and that was sort of like his heads up that I'm coming to deliver this message. And I know also that there is a birthday in the family that either has just recently happened or is coming right up. So I'm within about 2 weeks on either side here. That I know that I have birthday balloons that I want to talk about too. So have we narrowed it down at all, Pam?
12. You have 12.
Okay, Pam, this is going in the wrong direction here. We're supposed to be narrowing down, not going up. So I just need to
No, it's
share
10.
to
So we
those who
will
can
ask
recognize within the past 2 or 3 days, a movie or TV show that the family has watched that reminds them of this young man. Because I feel like that's quite the key here. I also know that this young man would have had writing. I don't know if these are song lyrics or writing or poems that he has, but I know that I'm writing things down that have emotional meaning, and this is a part of this. Okay.
So I'm just going to ask everybody, if you can't take all of the information, to lower your hand.
Lovely.
You're at 7 now.
All right. Okay.
6.
6. Okay, thank you. Just a moment, please. I'm being taken to a street or an address that would have something to do with Pine Road or Cedar Road Drive or something. There's some sort of tree street name that they're bringing me to that someone would recognize. So I'm either at a street name or I'm at a subdivision name that has a tree in it.
Now it's at 8. So you have to take everything. If you can't take everything, including the tree, please lower your hand.
Yes, yeah. So again, I feel like we've got this young man, passes tragically, questions around his passing, didn't get to talk to him before he passed. I know music would have been a big part of his life. He wrote or had writings or poetry or lyrics or something that was a part of his life. I know also he liked to go fast, and within the past 2 or 3 days, you would have watched something that would have reminded you of him or brought his memory to you, and sort of felt him around that way. Also, again, a birthday here that just happened or is just coming up, and then also the street name having to do with a tree, Pine Drive or Cedar Drive or something like that. So you need to be able to take all of that.
Would you like me to read the names out?
Yes, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Amy Musette, Kim Polilio, Teresa, not sure how to say her last name, Lynn, Sue, Sheila, Ursula, and Karen.
Let me speak to Amy and Teresa, please.
Okay. There's Amy.
Hi, Amy. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, sir.
Okay. Can you please share how this makes sense to you? Specifically, the movie or TV show within the past few days and the street name, please.
Yes, the street name was, I lived on Evergreen for a time, and it was attached to the lake where we used to skate and swim together.
I see.
And there was a like a Hallmark movie with a young couple. This was an early gentleman friend in my life.
I see. Okay, thank you. All right, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay.
And Teresa?
Teresa, please.
Okay. Teresa, you can talk.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Teresa, I can hear you.
Okay. The communication problem at the beginning, my brother was living in Thailand, so we did have a communication problem. I didn't get to say goodbye to him. I didn't get there on time. His medical care was his major issue that may have caused him to pass quicker than we thought. He played the guitar. It was my 70th birthday last month, which he would have loved to have been at. I live on Pinehurst Drive right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Thank you very much, Amy. I appreciate it. I'm with you, Teresa. Thank you. Okay. So I just know this is your brother here, and correct?
Correct.
And I just know he just has so much love for you and the family. I just want to wrap my arms around you. Now, there would have been something funny with his hair, or he wants to talk about his hair because for whatever reason, and I don't have a lot of it, he wants to mess it up for me,
He-
or do something with my hair here.
Well, he had alopecia a few years before he passed.
Okay, thank you. Okay, because I just need to talk about I've got hair. And he's just, and it's almost like, wow. Okay, all right, just a wonderful presence
And the
from
other thing
him.
is, his name is Michael.
Thank you, love. Thank you very much. Okay. I also just want to say here from Michael that he's telling me that if I go into your home, that there is a picture of him out that you recognize and that you look at and that brings back fond memories. You would understand this, please.
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Okay, because I just know that he's so family is a big part of his life, and he very much wants to let you know that he's so strongly a part of yours. Now he's talking about younger people in the family, younger children in the family, because he's got this personality that he just wants to sort of be a leader around others. You would understand that.
He used to teach young children to play the guitar.
Thank you. Okay, because I just feel this real affinity that other younger adults, young youth, children, they look up to him. It's almost like, wow, he's cool. And he liked that. But he always just had this great way of interacting with children. And can I just tell you, you have asked what he's doing on the other side, correct?
Yes.
Because he's come to tell me that on the other side, that's what he is doing. He is still working with youth, with children, with young adults to inspire them. So that is what he is doing now. And I know from what he's told me that that is what you've asked for. And something to do with little stones, or I've got like little gemstones or something that just got put in my hand that he wants to talk about. Would you understand what he's talking about there?
I have them all over this room.
Lovely. Okay, so he just says, "See, I'm there with you." Okay, I'm always with you, and I never left. Okay, I never left.
Thank you.
So just know that he's there with you. I hope you know that he's just over the moon to make this link with you and to help you know how close he is to you and the rest of the family. Okay, many blessings
Thank
to
you
you.
so much, Chad. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you very kindly. So thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity to serve, and I hope it's been helpful and meaningful. Again, we only could do a couple messages. Sorry we couldn't get to everyone, but I hope even if you didn't get a message, you take away how close the spirit world is to you and that your loved ones are never really gone. So thank you so much. Pam, thank you.
Great. That was fantastic. Thank you. This concludes our demonstration of mediumship. And I want to thank all of the participants for attending, and especially thank you, Chad. That was really wonderful. So hope we see you again soon. We'll end the service with prayer and then a song. And so I'll invite you, Chad, to say our closing prayer.
It would be my honor. Thank you, Pam. Once again, Great Spirit, we come together in unity. We breathe in your presence, your grace, in an effort to allow it to move through us, to flow through us, to be a part of our daily life. And that the messages, the words that you have shared with us today, we take and hold on to those. And we use them to have an experience in this life that you would wish for us, that we experience all this life has to offer, and that we bring your presence through that living so that others may be uplifted and inspired. And that through our own spiritual leadership, we lead the way for others to bring your peace, your love, your grace through all that we do. Amen.
Amen. We're just going to close with You Are Loved by Stars Go Dim. Have a great weekend, everybody. We do love each and every one of you.